Welcome back to another episode of Through the Looking Glass. And in today's episode, I'm going to be reviewing and discussing Terminator Dark Fate. So, this is going to be a two-part video because I'm not going to do two separate videos for a non-spoiler review and a spoiler review for this movie. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about Terminator Dark Fate in a non-spoilery fashion. And then when I'm about to get into the spoilers, I'm going to give you guys a few second warning to get on out of here, and then after you go watch the movie, you can come back and see the rest of the episode. Or if you don't care about spoilers, you can just watch the whole way through. I wish I was on here with some better news for you guys, but I don't think that this isn't a movie that you need to be like rushing to the theater to see, in my opinion. If you have absolutely nothing better to do and you're bored out of your mind and you're like, oh, I want to go see a movie and I've seen everything else, then yeah, go see Terminator Dark Fate. But there were some things that I liked about it and there were some things that I didn't like about it. And a lot of people are saying that this is like the best Terminator since T2, but I mean, the competition's not there really, so I mean, how hard is that to achieve? So Terminator Dark Fate, I can agree with that. I can say that it's the best sequel since T2. So this movie is ignoring the rest of the the rest of the reboots, sequels, and going from it's in this canon, it's T1, T2, and Terminator Dark Fate. We catch up with, well, I can't say this until the spoiler review, but it's we catch up with Sarah Connor, and she's in hiding in Mexico, and we meet our new savior is Danny, and Grace is the new enhanced human who comes back through time to save Danny from the new Rev 7 or Rev 9. I think that's what the new Terminator is called, is the Rev 9. And then, well, I can't, this has got to be general. I can't be telling you guys in-depth stuff right now, but, I think, so before we had T1, T2, and then we had T3, Rise of the Machines, and then we had Terminator Salvation, which follows Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines, and then we had Terminator Genesis, which ignored Terminator Salvation and T3 and came after T2. Now we have Terminator Dark Fate that's ignoring Terminator Genesis, Terminator Salvation, and T3, and coming after Terminator 2 Judgment Day. And this was directed by Tim Miller and also being produced by James Cameron himself. Which is crazy. It's crazy that we had that team and the results are just in my opinion not that good. Not that good. I did love Linda Hamilton's acting in this movie. I thought it echoed Jamie Lee Curtis coming back to the Halloween series after so long. But hold on, my cat is knocking at the door. Yeah, I definitely feel like Linda Hamilton's performance echoed Jamie Lee Curtis coming back from doing Halloween and now coming back into Halloween. So, I mean, it was pretty cool. The actress who did Danny, Like, some of her acting was pretty cringeworthy, I feel like. I mean, she tried, and you could definitely tell that she tried, but, like, a lot of it was cringe. Grace, the actress who played Grace, the enhanced human who comes back through time to save Danny, uh, she did alright, I feel like. She did okay. Um, Arnold Schwarzenegger was good. I just don't like the fact that, like, I think this should be it for Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, that's it. Like, I hope if we move forward with this story and they make this, like, into a new trilogy, which I kind of struggle to see. I mean, I have to think about it. Like, where would they go after this, you know? Like, but, I think that we should let Arnold Schwarzenegger go from the Terminator world. I think it's done. Like, they gave the same. I mean, how many times are we gonna hear the same reasoning for, like, we get it. Like, the skin gets older, so the Terminator skin is older, so that explains why we have an old Arnold Schwarzenegger in these movies. But the Terminator, the Rev 9 actor. I mean, I think he did all right. I think he did okay. Nothing really special about the new Rev 9 Terminator that we haven't seen before. I mean, we've seen all these liquid metal stuff. Like, it's just like a rehash, you know? It's like, but instead of having a Terminator that can shapeshift, let's now make it so that he can split himself into two. Like, okay. Alright, you know? Whatever. Yeah. I don't think that like I said, go see it if you're bored, but I feel like this is going to be a streaming watch. I feel like this is definitely going to be a streaming watch for a lot of people. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I definitely would recommend you guys wait till streaming to see it. I mean, that's just my opinion. Yeah. So that's basically it for the non-spoiler review of Terminator Dark Fate. I mean, the action, the CGI, dudes. Guys, the CGI they cannot get their stuff together, man. Like, first of all, how many times are we going to have somebody jump out of a plane, you know? Like, how many times are we going to do the plane thing? We saw the plane thing in Genesis. Like, we're seeing the plane thing again. Like, honestly, dudes, all the action sequences in the movie, like, for the most part, you've already seen in the trailer. So, sorry to burst your bubble on that, but it's true. So, but I mean, the CGI's gotten better. Like, I feel like Genesis was like just a CGI shit show, but like this one's a little bit better. But still, you know, I did appreciate some of the scenes where they go into the future. You know, they show some of the war and stuff like that. I like that kind of stuff. I mean, it's not like they had the greatest CGI back in the day, but I mean, if you watch T2, the CGI that they did with the T1000 was a lot better than the CGI they're using in this movie. So, I don't know. Yeah. So, definitely, I think wait till streaming. If you're going to see it, let me know in the comments what you think. I'm going to start the spoiler discussion in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, if you're still here, here we go. So John Connor dies at the very beginning of this movie. Like, he dies. So Sarah Connor is on the run with John in Mexico. And a younger Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, CGI'd, comes in and just into the diner where Sarah and John are hanging out. Terminator comes in, just murks John Connor right there. A lot of people seem to have a problem with that. I'm just like, well, I mean, whatever. I personally, I'm whatever about it. I didn't like have any kind of like emotional like attachment to John Connor or whatever. I mean, after what they did to John Connor in Genesis, I mean, at this point, if Genesis pulled this, they would have been better for it. So, I'll say that if Genesis pulled this shit, they would have been better off, because what they did to John Connor in Genesis, I think, was more of a crime. But so now Danny is the new John Connor. Like, she's the new person that's supposed to lead the resistance against the new machines that have come into rise from the program, which is not Skynet anymore. It's called Legion in this one. Stop changing the name. Like, stop changing the name. It's Skynet. Like, why can't we just leave it? In Genesis, it was Genesis, and here it's Legion instead of Skynet. I get it, like, so they stopped that future. I mean, the underlining theme, I think, in this one is it plays heavily on the no fate but what we make, which I liked. Which, by the way, I'm going off here a little bit, but when when Grace said that to Danny, no fate but what we make, and then it showed Sarah Connor's face, I felt bad for Sarah. Like, I was like, I feel like we're just watching everything get taken away from Sarah Connor and given to this new girl who's really bad at acting. You know, like, that's what I feel like we were watching. I felt bad for Sarah. I was like, dude, no. But so Legion is the new Skynet. So they stopped Judgment Day in Terminator 2, and now a new future has risen up because humans don't learn. I guess we're fated to just make a program that ends up being self-aware and machines end up taking over. Like, I mean, that's just what I get from this movie. It's just that no matter what we do, there's going to be some version of Skynet that we come up with that machines will be able to rise, and everything will be there'll be an apocalypse and nukes will go off, and we'll just have another savior. We'll learn time travel. We'll come back. They'll send Terminators back. We'll send our guys back. They'll fight it out. We'll stop them, and the cycle continues. There is some time paradoxes in this movie, like the tattoo thing, and at the end they were like, well, that's what I was... Before, I was like, where are they going to go with this? Like, I think, like, maybe, like, getting Sarah Connor helping out, kind of, like, raising Danny into becoming a better leader. I mean, I'd like to see, honestly, like, I'd like to see, like, more, like, Salvation tried to do it. Like, they tried to do just the other side, just the future side of things, right? And Genesis tried to do a mix of both, but Genesis I think was a mess. But, yeah, I want to see future stuff with the time traveling, like us sending people back, but not the way Genesis did. Like, the whole John Connor plot really, like, killed it for me, you know? And I don't think, I mean, I liked some of Genesis. It wasn't like I'm gonna trash that whole movie, but I don't know, and then Arnold becoming a T-1000 at the end of Terminator Genesis, I just thought that was a little bit too comedic, you know? Like, I feel like they just went the comic route. But whatever, I don't know. I mean, the Terminator was a little bit quirky in T2 when he was like, oh, I need a vacation, and he had his quirks, like, whatever, but not so much. Like, let's not do it so much. Like, let's keep the quirkiness with the Terminators to a minimum, alright? I mean, remember T1, dudes? Remember T1 with just the darkness of it all, you know? Like, he's in the hotel room and he's cutting himself open to fix himself up, you know, like in T2 when he pulls his skin off his arm and he shows Mike Dyson the the metal arm and stuff like that. Like, let's keep it the tone serious, you know? Like, let's keep it serious. I don't know. I mean, like I said, some things I enjoyed, some things I didn't enjoy. What else? Yeah, I really do feel like Sarah Connor has just gotten everything. And she even said it. She was like, you could be Mother Mary now. But, and it turned out not. It turned out it had nothing to do with her son. Like, Danny's son. Like, at first Sarah was like, oh, you're supposed... I think that was like a... I don't know. I feel like that was like a underlining like message that they were trying to give us, with Sarah saying, "Oh, you're supposed to give birth to the savior, who's gonna be a dude." And whatever. And later on, it turns out that she wasn't supposed to give birth to anybody. Danny is just... She is the new leader of the resistance. I mean... I don't know. People are like, oh, there's too much girl power this and girl power that. I really... Look, man. I don't care, personally. I just... If you got good actors, you got good directors, the script is good, I mean, that's what I'm looking at, right? Like, I don't like the... Like, but she tried, you know? But I don't like Danny, or the actress that played Danny in this part, because I felt like everybody else in the movie was pretty good at the acting, and hers was just a little bit cringy, and I was just like, well, I'm not really seeing it right here. Like, I'm not really seeing you as a resistance leader. Like, you're not selling that to me, you know? And not that a girl can't. Like, I'm not saying, like, there should be a guy instead of Danny. Like, I'm just saying that I'm not sold by that. Like, it's not sold to me that she's going to be the head of the new... Like, she leads everybody, and then mass amounts of people start forming in different parts of the earth because of things that she did. Like, I'm not sold by that. So... We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if they continue it. We'll see how it does at the box office this weekend. I'll definitely be posting about that on my Twitter page. So go ahead, if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter. I'll be talking about box office results and other things this as the weekend comes to a close. I'm not. Just some regular channel news. So I know I had the review for Raising Dion, and I said I was going to do another part. So there's a lot of things going on. So I just got done with a blackout. So I didn't get to finish my Halloween horror short, but I have the footage for episode 2 that I filmed already. And I'll probably release it maybe like Friday the 13th in December or something like that. Like, I'll definitely do something with it. But the blackout really sent me back. And there's a whole bunch of... And that's the reason why I'm doing this video in one part and not 2 videos. Because there's actually a whole bunch of news right now that's going on in the movie world that we definitely need to be talking about. So I'm going to try to cover a lot of it. And I can't do that if I'm taking too long with just one film. And I don't think that this film deserves that much attention right now for me, from my time, you know, honestly. I don't know how that sounds, guys. Not an egomaniac or anything like that. I don't really, I'd give, if 1 out of 10 for Terminator Dark Fate, I'd give it a, Oof. I'd give it a 6.2. I'd give Terminator Dark Fate a 6.2. Alright? So, take that for what it's worth. Go see the movie if you want to, or don't. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. And that's it. That's my review of Terminator Dark Fate. So I will see you guys down the rabbit hole.